Welcome to this exciting alternate universe where we explore the possibilities of what would have happened if Tadashi had survived the fire in Big Hero 6. In this video, we'll be taking a closer look at a new plot made by moi and the various twists and turns that could have occurred if Tadashi had lived. So sit back, relax, and let's explore the world of Big Hero 6 with a new perspective. But first, let's get a recap of the original plot. In the futuristic city of San Francisco, yeah, you're right, a mix of San Francisco and Tokyo, 14-year-old high school graduate and robotics prodigy Hiro Hamada is competing in underground robotic fights for a living, constantly dodging violent threats from his bitter defeated foes. First off, this kid has more balls than I do. Have you seen or heard about what happens at underground fights? No way.
Second rule of Fight Club is do not talk about Fight Club.
In an effort to get Hiro out of his dangerous lifestyle, his older brother Tadashi takes him to his research lab at the San Francisco Institute of Technology. Here, Hiro meets Tadashi's friends, Gogo, Wasabi, Honey Lemon, and Fred, as well as his brother's creation, Baymax, an inflatable healthcare robot, and probably one of the coolest and cutest Disney characters of all time, and his brother's mentor, Professor Robert Callaghan. More on this guy later. Inspired, Hiro gives up his robot fighting habits and applies to the university, impressing the school's showcase with his project, a swarm of tiny microbots that can link together in any configuration using a neural transmitter. It's pretty much the nanotech that Tony Stark invents in the MCU.
Where'd that come from?
It's nanotech, you like it?
Funny thing is, Marvel is actually connected to the story more than you know. Callaghan accepts him into the school, and then Hiro rejects tech giant Alistar Kree's offer to buy the microbots. When a fire erupts moments later, Tadashi rushes back in to save Professor Callaghan, but dies when the building collapses after an explosion caused by the fire. Okay, but did anyone else boohoo cry during this scene? Easily one of the saddest Disney scenes ever. And that's saying something because Disney loves dark, sad moments in their movies. No, seriously, I dare you to find a Disney movie without a sad or emotional death. 2 weeks later, Hiro inadvertently activates Baymax, and they follow his only remaining microbot to an abandoned warehouse, where they discover that someone has been mass-producing the microbots. A man wearing a kabuki mask attacks them with his microbot swarm, but they escape, and Hiro suspects that this man was the one that set the fire. Okay, pause for a second. Why does this man literally look like a Fortnite character? Determined to avenge his brother's death, Hiro equips Baymax with armor and a chip programmed for martial arts for defense, and they return to the warehouse empty. At the nearby docks, Baymax summons Tadashi's friends, and the group is attacked by the masked man again, but they escape by driving into the lake. Seriously, this is a Fortnite skin. Change my mind. Once they resurface, the group stops at Fred's mansion, where Hiro upgrades Baymax's armor, and he and the others weaponize their various inventions to take on the masked man, whom they suspect as Alistar Kree. Wow, how original. The kids think a billionaire businessman in the tech world is the villain. That's definitely not cliche at all. They track the masked man back to Kree's abandoned island lab, which they discover was used for teleportation research, until a test pilot disappeared inside a portal, leading the government to cut off Kree's experiment and shut down the island. The masked man suddenly attacks the group, but Hiro knocks off the man's mask, revealing it to be Callaghan, who was thought to be dead. So you're telling me that this man survived, but the man who went back to save him died? This is why the saying goes, don't be a hero. Callaghan reveals that he had actually escaped using the microbots to shield himself from the flames. Shocked and enraged that Tadashi died in vain, Hiro removes Baymax's healthcare chip and orders him to kill Callaghan. But his friends intervene and Honey reinstalls the chip at the last moment. I mean, I don't blame Hiro, but dang, definitely not living up to his name. Heroes don't kill Hiro, unless you are every hero in every superhero movie ever who kills innocents all the time, literally destroying buildings with innocents inside. So maybe he is actually a hero? Callaghan escapes with his microbots, and Hiro, angered with his friend's actions against Callaghan, flies off with Baymax, still intent on avenging his brother. When they return home, Hiro tries to remove the healthcare chip again, but Baymax blocks his access port and shows him footage of Tadashi's numerous tests during Baymax's development, reminding Hiro that his brother's goal was to help people, not harm them. Hiro apologizes to Baymax and his friends, and through research, they discover that the lost pilot was actually Callaghan's daughter, Abigail. Okay, so at this point, I kind of understand the villain. I mean, he lost his daughter and just wants to try to find her. Good intentions, but maybe next time ask to borrow the microbots instead of murdering people. Having stolen the microbots to seek revenge on Kree, Caligan reactivates the teleportation portal to destroy Kree and his headquarters during a ceremony. But Hero, Baymax, and their friends end up defeating Caligan and saving Kree. Baymax detects Abigail alive inside the portal, and despite Kree's attempts to keep them away from the portal because of its instability, Hero and Baymax leap through the portal and find Abigail trapped in hypersleep in her rocket. While helping Hero transport Abigail out of the portal, Baymax is actually struck by debris, disabling his thrusters and forcing him to fire his rocket fist, leaving him behind while propelling Hero and Abigail back through the portal before it's destroyed. Okay, I know I said Tadashi's death was one of the saddest moments in Disney history, but can we talk about this scene? Disney definitely knows how to tug on the heartstrings, man. I love it. Abigail regains consciousness and Caligan is arrested. Hero joins his friends back at the university and discovers Baymax's healthcare chip is actually in his clenched fist. Look at that, Baymax and Tadashi still saving the day even after death. Hero rebuilds Baymax, and they and their friends continue to protect the city known as the group Big Hero 6. In a post-credits scene, Fred stumbles across a secret superhero lair in his family's mansion and is reunited with his father. That's right, Stan Lee himself, who tells them that they have a lot to talk about. Remember how I said Marvel was connected more than you know? That's because Big Hero 6 used to be a Marvel comic back in the day, hence Stan Lee's appearance in the Disney movie. Now forget all of that and imagine a world where Tadashi, the beloved brother of Hero, didn't die in the tragic fire that destroyed the lab. What if Tadashi actually survived? How would this change the story of Big Hero 6 as we know it? Get ready to witness a new version of the story where Tadashi's presence has a major impact on the fate of San Francisco. After the explosion at the university, Tadashi finds himself trapped in the burning building. But to everyone's surprise, he manages to escape just in time before the building collapses. Dazed and confused, Tadashi is rescued by Baymax, who had been programmed to seek out and provide medical assistance when needed. Baymax quickly assesses Tadashi's condition and finds that he is suffering from minor injuries. With the help of his healthcare chip, Baymax begins tending to Tadashi's wounds, helping Tadashi get back to normal health in a matter of minutes. Wouldn't that be nice in real life? Tadashi is grateful to be alive and thanks Baymax for saving his life. However, he knows that his brother and his friends still think that he's dead. Tadashi's return causes a lot of emotions, as Hero is ecstatic to see his brother alive and well. Tadashi is equally thrilled to see Hero, and the two embrace in a long-awaited hug. Now, this scene would easily be as devastating as his death would have been, but in a happier way. Tadashi sees the rest of the team who are just as shocked to see him alive. They ask him how he survived, and Tadashi explains how Baymax saved his life. The team is overjoyed to have Tadashi back, and of course they spend some time catching up. Tadashi is amazed by the team's achievements, and he is proud of Hero stepping up and becoming a hero. He expresses his desire to help the team in any way that he can. However, Tadashi's return also raises some concerns. The team wonders if his sudden reappearance will attract the attention of their enemies, and if it is safe for him to stay with them. But Tadashi is determined to make a difference and help them any way that he can. Tadashi is eager to get back to work and begins brainstorming new ideas for technological advancements. Drawing upon his experience with robotics, Tadashi develops a new AI system that can predict and prevent potential disasters before they happen. With Tadashi's guidance and expertise, the team works together to create a new line of advanced technology that can save lives and revolutionize the field of robotics. This leads them to soon finding themselves a new threat in the city. A mysterious villain known as Yokai has been causing chaos and destruction, leaving the citizens of San Francisco in a state of fear. As Tadashi works on developing new technology to help the team combat yokai, he struggles with the desire for revenge against the person who caused the fire that nearly took his life. He just knows it has to be this new villain, as the two events' timings are too coincidental. Hero tries to convince his brother that revenge isn't the answer, especially not knowing if this villain was the fire starter, but Tadashi can't shake the anger and pain that he feels. Meanwhile, yokai continues to wreak havoc on the city, leaving the team scrambling to find a way to stop him. As they get closer to unveiling the villain's identity, they actually discover a shocking connection to Tadashi's past. As the team dives deeper into their investigation, they discover that Yokai is actually Robert Callaghan, the robotics professor. With the help of his team, Tadashi is able to use his new technology to pinpoint the villain's lair. As the team prepares to attack, Tadashi's anger and desire for revenge against the villain come to surface. He is torn between his desire for justice and his commitment to his team to protect the city. Hiro, recognizing Tadashi's internal struggle, urges him to focus on the task at hand and not let his emotions get the best of him. In an epic battle, the team faces off against the villain and his microbots. But with Tadashi at their side and his advancement in technology, the team is able to gain the upper hand. But this villain isn't going down without a fight. In a final showdown, Tadashi is faced with the decision of whether or not to seek revenge against this villain who caused the explosion that nearly took his life. In the end, he chooses to spare the villain and turn him over to the authorities, realizing that seeking revenge would only make him no better than the villain himself. With the villain defeated and the city safe once again, Tadashi and his team celebrate their victory. Tadashi reflects on his journey and the lessons he's learned along the way from his younger brother Hiro to continue making a difference with his team by his side. If Tadashi had survived in Big Hero 6, the story would have taken a completely different direction. Tadashi's presence would have brought a new dynamic to the team, as he would have been a valuable asset with his knowledge and skills. Additionally, his desire for revenge would have added a new layer of complexity to the story, as he would have struggled with his need for justice and his responsibilities as a hero. Tadashi's survival also would have meant that Baymax's original programming would not have been lost, and his healthcare chip would not have been damaged. This would have resulted in a less humorous version of Baymax, but a Baymax who could have contributed more to the team in terms of strategic planning and healthcare decision making. Tadashi would go on to invent more things to help progress the world and make it a safer place. Tadashi's death helped shape Hiro's story, but his survival helped shape the world. If you have any ideas for other plot twists or alternate storylines, leave them in the comments below. But until next time, I'll see you at the movies.